The Legend
Did you get
of
one
the
of these
Family,
too, Mom?
Volume 21. An Unlikely Union. Whoa, here we go. Once upon a time, there were two lost families, the Quick Draw Franks and the Kung Fu Claires. These two families met on the battlefield, a mystical location known only as the YMCA. The youngest of each family fought a long epic battle ending in the young Princess Chelsea of the Clare family defeating the young Prince Christopher of the Frank family.
This is hysterical.
Poor Prince Christopher's Colt 47 was no match for Princess Chelsea's flying crane kick. In the midst of the epic battle later known as the Great Double C Disaster, King Rod of the Frank family had lost his dog/rat thingy, Bailey. It says missing. Perhaps driven out of the sadness for the king's plight, Queen Paula of the Clare family decided to help King Rod find his missing animal. It was during this search that King Rod and Queen Paula began their historic romance. After King Rod and Queen Paula found Bailey, they decided to host a great Kung Fu/Gunslinger Olympics. Booth Princess
It's supposed to be both. Right?
Both Princess Chelsea and Booth Princess sounds pretty cool. And Prince Christopher were forced to set aside their differences and compete in these games. King Rod's oldest child, Jeanette, affectionately known as the Strange Penguin Princess, Jeanette, was also forced to compete. It was only during the two-country marathon that the children began to form a true bond of siblinghood.
It's a picture of us doing the Magic Mile.
Yes, the Union Tribune Literacy Magic Mile.
Chelsea was so squishy.
War broke out in the Frank Kingdom as the ambitious Kula Ring Navy bombarded the castles of Frankfurt and Frankenstein. In order to subdue this threat, Vice Rear Admiral Christopher asked for the expert help of the Clare family's military/naval genius, Chelsea. You're getting wordy here, buddy. As she was known in the Clare Kingdom, Unstoppable Stonewall Chelsea. While Chelsea helped Christopher win a critical naval battle, she was obviously not impressed with his military capability.
Look at that picture. She looks at me like, I don't know what that look. It's funny.
That's the look of Chelsea hyped up on sugar. Knowing that Christopher was a hopeless idiot, she instead decided to strike up a friendship with the wacky yet brilliant Princess Jeanette. The two princesses were inseparable, fighting monsters and traveling through tunnels like the Mario Brothers. Indeed, Unstoppable Stonewall Chelsea had found a kindred spirit in the Strange Penguin Princess Jeanette.
That girl's really so awesome.
Throughout all this time, King Rod and Queen Paula's relationship had become ever close. Their bond of love formed a family that soon became the envy of the Clare and Frank kingdoms. Can you go, Mom?
Yeah, seeing
I
the
could
divide
do-
grow between the brilliant princesses and the dim-witted Prince King Rod and Queen Paula attempted to bridge this divide by sending the three-year-old children on a quest to find the 39 Years of Legend. Though their journey was long and filled with peril, the three eventually found all 39 peers and received the royal triforce from the guardian Francisca. Hysterical Christopher. The princesses found a new respect for the ill-advised antics of Prince Christopher, as he somehow managed to save their lives several times in their travels.
Is that so?
That's sweet. Princess Chelsea formed a strong friendship with the aptly titled, obviously helpful Chris.
Obliviously.
The two became close comrades in the calm years after the Kula Wars and the 39 Peers quest. Indeed, these peaceful times were good. The Franks found a new royal pet, where the rat dog was mysteriously killed.
What?
In a crazy, lazy cat tiger appropriately called Moose. The once penguin lover Princess Jeanette was soon a skilled lion tamer of world renown as she completely domesticated the odd creature that they called Moose. That's hysterical. Princess Jeanette was growing up fast before anyone knew what was happening. She met a I would say daffy, young prince from a faraway foraging land of ice. The two's romance blossomed, and before King Ron could figure out how to pronounce Vuvuzela, Princess Jeanette, Vuvuzela?
Yeah.
Princess Jeanette and Prince Anthony were fast in love. Romance aside, the young prince and princesses were one by one completing their formal education, and the kingdoms were aglow with celebration. Jeanette, being the eldest, was the first to graduate. Forced to battle Aztecs and play life-endangering ball games, Jeanette eventually managed to overcome the odds and claim victory over crime and justice. Chelsea, being far smarter than Christopher, graduated next. Being top of her class at military domination, it was a strange sight seeing the most feared girl in the world school have such renowned beauty. Aww. Christopher, of course, graduated last and vowed to become an elephant herder. Why? No one ever knew. But what became of King Rod and Queen Paula, do you ask? Did they ever join their secret union? Were the two kingdoms of Claritin and Frankalot ever joined into one unstoppable nation? What would that nation be called? Possibly Frankton? Or Clarelot? Maybe even Flareonot? Of course, Queen Paula and King Rod joined hand in wedlock, and their new kingdom was called Suki after their lost dog Rat they never had. And everyone more than likely lived happily ever after. About that. The Green Ranger's by far the most powerful Power Ranger. No, he's not. The White Ranger is.
The White Ranger was the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No.
okay, never mind. He had a flip dagger and power shield with his own Zord. That cat held his own against the Mega Zord, having saved the world multiple times. He finally decided to write a book. All right, yay! That was
Do you want to read the awards
Your
and
awards
accommodations?
and recommendations. The New York Times intern Timmy once tweeted, "This stupid book has no plot. Why was it written?" Luna Lovegood, current editor of the Quibbler, once said, "They must have had Nargles attacking them while writing this book. They should consider the healing effects of the
Crumplehorn
crumple.
Snorkax.
Orange.
It's spelled
Horn
correctly.
Snorkack
It's just a
for
random
remedy." The Washington Post tech of Guy wonders where are the rest of the volumes.
Oh my God, this is such a keeper.
This is really great.
This
You like
is
it?
such a keeper.
This is really awesome.
I love it.
How did you
I
do this,
love
Christopher?
it too.
Stayed up all night. Didn't go to sleep until tonight.
This is the reason why you got a D+ on one.
No, no, that's not.